Hey guys, today I want to share with you a recipe for a stuffing muffin. I like to call them stuffins. So for the holidays, I like to make these, and everyone has their own individual little stuffing muffin, their little stuffins. So I want to share that with you guys today. It's really easy to prep. It's something that you can do ahead of time so you don't have to worry about doing it the day of. It's something that I prep a couple days in advance just to make it easier on myself. So I want to share with you guys. It's super simple and I hope you guys like it. Okay, so I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees, so we're just going to go ahead and let that set aside. The first thing I did was chop up my bread. So I just have it in cubes. I'm using the Ezekiel raisin bread. You can use whatever bread that you would like. If you want to use just the regular Ezekiel, if you want to do, really it's any kind of bread that you want for your stuffing. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside, and I'm using about half of my loaf, and you're just going to cut them into small cubes. So we're going to go ahead and set that aside. The next thing you want is a medium-sized bowl, and we're going to mix our wet ingredients, and then we're just going to set that aside. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 1 egg. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of egg whites. I'm going to add 1 cup of, this is just an organic chicken broth. You can also use a vegetable broth. It doesn't have to be chicken. It's just what I happen to have in my refrigerator right now, but you can use a vegetable broth or a chicken broth, completely up to you. I'm also using a 1/4 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, and you're going to want to take a wire whisk and just whisk this together. Whisk this together. That's like a tongue twister. So we're just going to whisk this together, and then I'm going to go ahead and set it aside, and then we're going to start on our vegetables on the stove top. Okay, so on the stovetop, you're going to want to add about 1/2 tablespoon of coconut oil, or just a coconut spray. I sprayed it a little bit, and then I just put about 1/2 tablespoon of coconut oil. And I'm going to add 1 cup of chopped up celery. I'm going to add a cup of spinach. And for the spinach, you can use frozen or fresh spinach. It's completely up to you, but you do want a cup. And then I'm going to add 1/2 tablespoon of minced garlic. The next thing I'm going to add is 1 small apple. And you're just going to let this saute in the pan and just kind of keep moving it around a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and add all of our spices and seasonings next. This is starting to cook up, so I'm just going to add a dash of sea salt. And then the next thing I'm going to add is the Flavor God Everything Seasoning. And for this part, you really can mix whatever seasonings you would like. If you want to do salt and pepper, I did add some pepper. Really, it's just up to you as far as your seasonings. But I like this one, the Everything Flavor God Seasoning. And then I have the sea salt and some black pepper. And I'm just going to keep stirring this around and cooking it up. And now I went ahead and I added 1/2 of my onion. You're just going to want to add 1/2 an onion. You can dice it up fine or just throw in the big chunks of onion, and you're just going to want to toss that around. Everything is cooking up nicely, so we're just going to keep stirring this around a little bit and let it saute, and then we'll go ahead and add this to the breadcrumbs. So I have the vegetables in with the breadcrumbs. I'm just going to kind of lightly stir these together. And then we're going to go ahead and add our wet ingredients to the bread and vegetable mixture. So I'm just going ahead and gently kind of folding this all together to get the wet mixture soaked up into our vegetables and our bread. And then you're next going to place them into whatever you choose, whether it's the mini bundt pan or your muffin tin. It doesn't really matter, it's just whatever you'd like to use. But I'm going to go ahead and use these. I just think they're cute plated on the plate. But you can use your regular muffin tin is fine. So we're going to go ahead and place these inside, and then we're going to go ahead and bake them next. Okay, so I went ahead and filled my mini bundt pans, and I also filled my muffin tins. If you do it this way, these are obviously a lot bigger. You're going to get a lot less. If you use a regular muffin tin, you're going to get about 1.5 dozen. So I just like these from the shape of them. I like them, but you can do them either way, whether you want to do a regular muffin pan or you want to do like a mini bundt pan. So we're going to put these in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Okay guys, the stuffins are out of the oven. I baked them for 25 minutes just because I used the larger bundt pan. But like I said, if you use the regular muffin tin, you can get 18 muffins. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!